Well, let's see if we can catch anything. Let's see if we can get anybody in here. They got 22 minutes until Catfish Weekly. That's plenty of time. Although I don't think that we have all these in here. I have to move this around a little bit. Go up a little bit more. Maybe elevate on that rock. There we go. Now we got rod tips up. Man, that one's almost pointed backwards. That one right there. Come on, touch my finger. Hey, it works for the other chunky dude. Maybe it worked for me. Nah, you can't steal somebody's gimmick to work. I mean, you can. You know, lots of people do it, you know. Some people do it, get a million views. Not gonna happen. Don't have the fan base. That's fine. So what's going on? Let's see. Live chat. Gotta touch it. Dave Garchar. We got Art. Not feeling well. This sucks, buddy. Eat up, man. Make yourself eat. We'll see if we can't catch you some carp. Okay, so I made a promise. Made a promise to downtown Ernie Brown that if I got to go out fishing, that I'd put one rod out for him. Now, I don't know if he's a fan of Warrior Cat rods, Big Cat Fever, or Whisker Seeker, but those are the three that I have. So what I'll say is I felt best about the Whisker Seeker. I thought I saw some carpy looking activity out there. So as for now, I'll say that this Whisker Seeker is launched out there for Ernie Brown. And Art's not feeling good. So let's go to both sides. We'll say this rod, this Warrior Cat over here. Oh, actually that doesn't make any sense since the 1 Ton Fishing Club have caught the fever. Okay, Art. You get to catch the fever in the middle rod here. This one's for Ernie Brown. And then this one out here. I thought I promised someone else that I'd throw a rod out there for him. I mean, I probably lied. Let's be honest. I probably lied. Or I was joking. But even a joking lie is still a lie. So let's see. All right, so we're going to say this one's for Ernie Brown. This one's for Art. And even though he feels totally fine, we're going to say this one here is for our buddy Palmetto Cat. So, wow, someone's actually walking clear the way out here. Trying a different spot because one of my buddies at work said that he lost a 40-pound carp right here on the bank. And I really don't think there's 40-pound carp in here, but there could be because it's a huge reservoir. But based upon his dimensions, I would say that it was probably 20. So, hey, I'd take 20 if there's a 20-pounder out there. Now, if it happens to have, he said if it's got his black trocar hook in its lip, then you know it was his fish. So, at the very least, we could understand if it does happen to be his carp. And I think this happened to him Saturday or Sunday morning. Can't remember. I think it was Sunday morning. So being that it's Monday night, I don't know. I don't know the migratory and search patterns of common carp well enough to say anything at all. But what I will say is I'm pretty sure that if they're not trying to procreate, they're always trying to eat. So I got 3 rods out. All of them have pack bait. All of them have pineapple boilies on them. And all of those hooks are tipped with Iowa sweet corn. And it's not cooked. This is right off the cob. So I'm hoping for some good luck. But all that being said, I really don't know if all that's going to equal good luck or not. He also said that nobody would go fish his spot because they're too lazy and they wouldn't walk this far. And I got to tell you, I stopped halfway over here. So I think this is right about the spot he was talking about. And he also said that there were a bunch of big rocks to the right. And I mean, this rock's bigger than I am. So I would have to say that we found the right spot here. Let me show you. Yeah, that rock right there. That's one rock. So I would have to think that we've probably found his spot. We have a couple hours, some good bait, a decent spot. I mean, that's about all any bank fisherman can hope for, right? So is everybody ready for? Oh yeah, you're right, squirrel. And there's another big rock right by it. So technically, I think that this would make a chase, a nice chase. Chase? Is it chase or chase? I think it's chase. I own one, but I haven't seen it for like the last 10 years because it's constantly covered with Kristen's clothes. But it's a lovely chair, and I'm sure it's still a lovely chair. If we want to know, I got one out first, and then three out second, and I put the one down the middle out last. So I do want to try and move my baits every 15 minutes since I'm unfamiliar with this exact portion of the bank. Um, I don't plan on moving my rod holders, but I'll move bait positions. And I think that my buddy just loves to chuck it out there as far as he can throw it. But I also don't think that he throws more than 2 ounces of lead. And he's not the biggest dude. So I kind of eased up on it on two of these, and the other one I gave it the full Alabama send. So let's see. Haven't had any hits yet, but we will see. Wow, I figured with 20 minutes to go until uh, Catfish Weekly that we might entice a few people to come in here and watch. I'm gonna have to like send the beg and share me out text to the big boys here pretty soon, huh? Be like, please give me some people to talk to. I don't have any real friends. How's the wind? Do you guys hear the wind? There's just a nice little cool breeze. It's yeah, that's right, Stan. You know, that's an excellent point. The only person that I've seen fish from a boat for carp is iFish, our buddy Victor. And other than that, I mean, if they are fishing from a boat and if they happen to be fishing for carp, they're just trying to find some shallow area where they can corner them, before the thank you, squirrel. Try to corner them, before the spawn. Try to get them in early spring when they're all up and checking out whatever's in the shallows because the water's finally warming up. I mean, it's not a big secret. There's no there's no big secret. Hey, what's up, hero? There's my hero. Um, yeah, how lucky are we that Epic Catfish and Catfish Heroes say that they're going to try and go fishing every Saturday in August, and they're taking us with them. I mean, we already got a couple in July. Now they're going into August, and oh yeah, you're right. But now he's like totally retired. You know, the dude caught so many catfish and carp, he doesn't even have to catch catfish and carp anymore. I mean, that's success for you right there. That's when you know you've made it, when you don't even have to do what you said you were doing anymore. I'll never know that. I'll never know that feeling because, you know, I don't know. My brother said I'm going to die in that office chair. And he's probably right. Oh, excuse me. Letting out the big old yawn. All right. So I said earlier, if you weren't here, we're going to say this one is for our buddy Palmetto Cats. This one in the middle is Big Cat Fever. So that one's for Art. Get well soon, Art. And this Whisker Seeker, even though I don't know if Ernie Brown ever uses Whisker Seeker, that one's for him. So that's the Get Well Ernie Brown rod. I'm probably going to be taken off of J-Dog's BFF list when he finds out that I didn't throw a rod out there for him. So if anybody says anything, he can have rod one. Just don't tell him, you know, that it was someone else's first. I'm gonna move that rod. Man, these rocks are wicked. Oh yeah? Jerry Parker's going, huh? That's cool. What's up, Uncle Lou? So I'm trying to decide which rods show up best on the screen since I do not go live at night with a black light. And I'm really worried. I when I look at replays, it seems like black comes out probably the best, but I really don't know. Do you guys have an opinion? You feel I should go back to the Uncle Lou's rods? I know I have a bright green Surge Mad Cats, but I always just kind of felt like it disappeared on the screen. Or do you think that it's just because I'm either fishing in the, you know, dawn or dusk hours and I'm just messing myself up? Which I understand that if that's what it is. I'm not gonna get all crazy and spray paint a bunch of stuff or anything like that, but hot pink rods. Okay. That's just not gonna happen, Jeep. I gotta tell you, I know that they're nice rods. I've felt them. I know everything's really cool about them, but I'm probably gonna be the guy that's never gonna own Hellcats until they finally make some spinning rods because, man, I still suck with those bait casters. stickers all over them for personalization. You know, Jeep, you're just full of great. I actually really like that idea. I don't know. If if you count how much money the stickers usually cost, or how much even postage would cost, or whatever, that would probably what, triple the price of the rods if they cover the whole thing. And knowing my girls, they would probably cover the entire thing and say, "Okay, Dad, it's perfect." Or they would hang the stickers off there so it would look like a bunch of little flags all over everything, you know. I'm totally of the exact same opinion, Wabash Nate. I wanted to give everything a chance, and I definitely wanted to ask everybody. Um, I am seriously a huge fan of medium light action, just because you you just have more fun fighting the fish, and quite frankly, there's no blue cats here, so I don't have to have anything super bulky. Anything that I do, I could do with a medium, and then if I go fishing on the river, you know, other heavier duty rods are provided, so I don't have to own them myself. We just had a couple go by with their dog. They were training their black lab with one of those training dummy things, that the orange thing or whatever. And they came up behind me, and they didn't realize that I could see their reflection in my phone. And the guy took a picture of of me being live with the three rods right there. All right, the other rods haven't moved. Time to move them too. I gotta watch these rocks too. There ain't gonna be any running around here. Trip on one of these rocks and kill myself. Come on, Art, your rod's already hung up, man. What are we doing? Well, we broke that one off. Bummer. But you know what they say. You lose one, you rig one. Let's see what we can do. Maybe that's what we should do on the next tournament. We should have people snag up their rod, bust the thing off, and re-rig it and see who can do that the quickest. That's pretty morbid, but let's face it, that does happen, you know? That's real life. Tell you what though, if we did that in a contest, I sure wouldn't win. I told Kevin I can't do those contests, man. I put too many hooks in my hand last time. If that isn't a sign that I don't belong, then I'm not gonna keep going until I put a hook clear through my thumb. That's probably what would happen next. Oh, here come the people again.
Having any luck?
Nothing yet.
Catfishing, aren't you?
Carp fishing. Yeah. Well, thank you. Very nice people with a lovely black lab. All right, what'd that take me, like 18 minutes? Yeah, I could place in that contest, huh? Oh, okay, that took a long time. Hey, we got Tom, Eric B, Snagging Whiskers, Susky Stan, Squirrel, Wildcat Riggs, what's up? Who did I miss? Who did I miss? Greenwell came in. Yeah, you're right, Uncle Lou. I'd gotten all these 5,000 and 6,000 size reels, and then I started realizing all I need is a 4,000. I don't need anything more than that. Yeah, one's dropping a little bit here. You never know. You never know when that line drops back a little bit. Sometimes a insane carp just picks it up and takes right off. Today my bait is pineapple boilies. They are 20 millimeters. I do prefer the 20s, probably because they don't make 40s. You got to make them yourself. But I prefer the 20s because I really feel like it eliminates some of the smaller fish. They can't even get it in their mouths. So I think that's pretty cool. And my pack bait is actually a cornmeal based dough ball that I flavor with imitation vanilla, and I have hemp seeds in it. Looked like we had some kids or something. What's up, Aaron? Looks like we had some kids back there on the bank getting set up to either hang out and line the bank with beer cans or maybe actually fish, but I don't know. Looks like they left. Definitely saw some carp jumping in the area of rod number 1. Yep, I do prefer to use boilies, although in my desperation I am also tipping my little carp hooks with corn directly off of the cob. Now, I had a pretty good discussion with Kristen's brother on Sunday, and he believes that if you're going to use any canned corn, you should use Del Monte corn. He believes that it absolutely outproduces any other corn. Now that's whether you're using one little teeny tiny hook and you're trying to catch bluegill, or whether you're using a treble hook or a bigger J hook trying to put a pile of it on there and catch carp. He believes Del Monte outproduces the any other corn out there, and I have to agree with him. As far as a boilie, like disintegrating off of the hair rig, I have personally had a boilie out in the water for nearly 12 hours, and it looked pretty much like, instead of being like 20 millimeters diameter, it probably looked like it was more like 18. So it was still really large. And when I cracked the thing open, it was when I cracked it in half, it was still every bit as scented as it was when I first threw it out there. I know there's lots of good brands out there. I'm a big fan of the Nash brand of boilies. You can get them at bigcarptackle.com. I do not have a coupon code for you. And you know, this is carp fishing. You can sit here, you can stick and stay and see if it pays, or you can move along anywhere that you want, because you see them jumping all over the place. You see them surfacing all over the place. I mean, if there's a carp somewhere, there's probably 150 carp somewhere, not too far from there. But, you know, my bait has to be ever so close to them or they won't notice it. So there's always that. If you guys missed it earlier, I said this Whisker Seeker rod right here is for downtown Ernie Brown. Get well, Ernie. This big cat fever in the middle, that's for Art, 1 Ton Fishing Club. Art. Get better, Art. And then this one over here is for my buddy Palmetto, or J Dog if J Dog comes in here, because otherwise J Dog will say that I'm dead to him and that, you know, we're no longer BFFs. And you know, I played hard to get for a long time, and I think we're BFFs now, but I don't know, because his, you know, his list is long. But I thought I made it on there. All right, one Gatorade down. We are feeling refreshed. Oh, let's watch rod number 1. There was a distinct movement there. Watch rod number 1. Could have been the wind. You know, I am desperate. But I don't think it was the wind. I just think something gave it a little, hey, let's drag this over here a little bit. Oh yeah, 2 stanzas here. I think I saw Tim Molina. We got a party now. You know, there's a big difference from coming in with like the first 5 and then having over a dozen. Big difference. So I left work, hurried up, went and got my kids. They were helping Nana Janice, move some stuff and get some stuff settled in her new apartment. She's gonna be selling her house and moving into an apartment right next door to Tone. How cool is that? Unbelievably cool. And so my kids have been helping pack up while they've been over at the house. And then today they were over at the apartment, so they were helping unpack. And so I picked them up, got them home, let them go outside and ride around on their bikes for a little while. And Kristen was out there with them to begin with. I went to the bathroom, and Leia is inviting like a homeless dude walking down the street to like come back. And she's being very nice. I understand, she has that amazing kid heart. But we're trying to explain to her that when we don't know people, that means that they are strangers. And you cannot invite them over to the house. And, you know, they're snatching people's kids is still a thing in this not so great world, you know. And heaven only knows what I would do if somebody snatched my kid. But there would be no end. I can tell you that much. But so we're trying to explain to Leia that she cannot talk to everybody who happens to be walking down the street. You know, we know she wants to show off her bike and she wants to say hey to people and she wants to make friends, and she's going to go to preschool in September. So she's very excited, but we still have to be safe. So that's kind of scary. I'm upstairs going to the bathroom, and next thing you know, the kids are grumpy and coming back in, and Kristen's trying to explain to them. And so I took them back out there for another 13 minutes, got them back on their bikes, hustled them through the shower, teaching them how to shower themselves up too, so they can be a little bit more helpful and, self-sufficient and learn these things. And for a 6 and a 4-year-old, that's probably a high expectation that they really grasp the full concept of everything. But still, you got to try. You got to put that effort in. Just like, whenever a kid flips a spinning reel up to the top of the rod, you got to instruct them, got to say, hey, Kelly, that reel doesn't go that way. That reel happens to hang on the bottom. Don't reel it backwards. Don't make it work upside down. That's not right, And now I'm just picking on him because he caught a gigantic fish and I'm super jealous. No, I'm not super jealous. Well, maybe a little bit super jealous, but I'm super happy for him. That was awesome. If you guys didn't see that, Kelly Bullock caught a big fish. I think they were trying to guess the weight. I hope I guessed it right, because they said that I was going to win, like $1.2 billion or something. And one's jiggling. I told you there was definitely a little bit of movement there. Now, here's what I'll say about carp. I don't know a lot, but I know a little about carp because we've been fishing for them for, well, Dad says I've been fishing since I was 3. So that would mean that I've been fishing for 41 years. Now, I will say that I've probably been fishing decently for the last, 10, 12 years. But I definitely fished the 20-some years before that. So 30, nearly 40 years of solid invested time, mind, body, and spirit. And what I will say is, bigger carp usually will check things out. They're usually a little inquisitive before they leave with your bait. So that right there looked to me to be the investigation of a smarter, bigger fish. But again, that's a guess. I'm pulling for rod number, wait for it, rod number 2. Yep, that's Art's rod. Art's number 2, Ernie's number 3, and number 1 is for Palmetto Cat, unless J-Dog comes in and then tell J-Dog that it's the J-Dog rod, okay? We don't want to make him cry. He will, so we don't want to make him cry. We want to be nice. J-Dog is a professional angler, self-proclaimed best angler on YouTube, and hey, I can't dispute it. I mean, if I catch like a 40-pound carp right now, I would dispute it a little bit for like a minute, and then I'd give up. But I'd still think that I was really cool, at least for that 60 seconds. Totally cool. This guy right here. Yeah, there are some kids back there on that bank. I wonder what they're doing. Now that line on rod one's moving a little bit, and I think it is the wind. Come on, fish, prove me wrong. Say, I'm like the wind. I tell you what, I love all the rods that I've purchased for their own uniqueness and everything. I definitely yeah, I'll giggle like a little kid, and then I'll start crying like a little kid too, Jeep. I definitely like all the rods that I've purchased, and all of them are a little different. You kind of like, the butt length of this one, or the handle of that one, the eyes on this one, the spacing of the eyes on another, you know, the colors, the grips, whatever it may be. But that Warrior Cat rod, if they made a medium, I would have already bought some, but I think all their rods are medium heavies. I don't know if they make heavies. But yeah, that rod in the number one hole there, it's been a nice rod. It's got a nice little fast action on the tip, little moderate. Oh, you see it jiggle? Oh, set this stuff down, get ready. I can't run. Remember, folks, I cannot run, because I'll probably trip on these rocks and then land on these rocks and split my fat skull open. Come on, Kevin needs a carp. Come on, fishy fishy. Say when. Say when. Usually when you're focused on one rod like that, when you're carp fishing, the other one will just take off and bend over, and then the other one won't even go, or you'll double up. Then you got big problems. I was thinking about that too. I probably should have put these rod holders a little closer together. Like I should have had 3 closer to 2, just for that. If I get a double, I probably have to leave one in the holder and just reel it. And in the past, not having cool rod holders like this, I had actually held rods in between my knees and reeled on them as available, and had the other one in my hand and reeled on it when available. I had actually made one right-handed and one left-handed, just to see if it would make it easier for me to reel both of them at the same time, which I thought was genius at the time. Later on, I'm thinking to myself, if you got that much activity, you fish with less rods. But, hey, who's to say who's the smartest person here, right? Who knows? Very tempted to go over there and take some of that slack line back out of that rod number one. I don't like to give them too much slack. That way, hopefully they stab themselves with that hook a little bit easier. I also don't want to reel it right into a snag, because this is definitely a rocky area. And if downtown Ernie Brown number 3 here doesn't get a hit too soon, then I'll move it to the other side. It will become number 1, and we'll chuck it out over there, since we actually have some nibbles going on rod 1 over here. So that's our game plan. We're going to stick to it. I'm going to adjust you a little bit here. Try to get a little bit. Oh, screwed it up. Oh, messed it up. Oh, messed it up. We're crooked. We're definitely crooked. There we go. What's up, Dad? Technically, these little Gamakatsu carp hooks, I would say, are more like a J hook. But there is a rounded, they call it a curve. They do make curved hooks. I cannot recall if I have them on here, which does make them a little bit more like a circle hook. But the concept here is a hair rig, and the hair rig is made to keep the bait off of the hook, and the carp sucks the bait up and rolls it around in their mouth, the hook being just a little bit further down the line. It's basically like a snelled hook with a tag end where you place your bait, about, I don't know, maybe an inch and a half off of your actual hook. So it cannot take the bait. It will not take the bait. It cannot knock it off. The bait will not go away. It will stay on there because I have a little bait stopper on it that holds it in place. And we've just been getting some little peck, 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 peck here on rod one, which makes me believe that it's a big, smart fish. So we're still hopeful that it might just decide to go a little too far. Might take that bait with it just a little bit too far. So, Dad, since you're in here, I have come to Oak Grove, and I have walked south approximately 500, 600 paces. Technically, yes, you can park at Cherry Glen, walk the entire distance of that bank as far as you can see, and then curve to the right and walk around this small cove here that's to my left. There's two little coves up here in between the Oak Grove beach and the Cherry Glen beach. So I'm kind of in between them, just seeing what we got going on out here. Had a few hits on this rod number one, and the other two have done nothing. So I think I'm gonna move my lines down a little bit. Oh, hey, wait a minute here. Y'all see that? You see that? That's no moon. That's a space station. All right, we'll put the rod back, or we'll put the phone back on the reels. Rods. Rod reels. Rod reels. Come on, one. Do it. Do you see that? Do you see that little movement? That's not wind, and that's not my imagination. That is a very, very patient and smart fish. Hopefully, he's the size of my thigh. Come on, Johnny. Say when. Oh, shoot. The Mexicat has located me. Yeah, one of my coworkers at work said he lost a 40-pound carp right here on the bank, that it snapped his line. He had it up on the bank. He didn't even know how he was going to grab it. And then the thing started flopping around, snapped the line, and took off. Now, judging by the dimensions that he was showing me with his hands, I would say it probably had a shot to be in the 20s based on that length and that girth that he was describing. But hey, I don't know. I didn't see it. But if we catch a fish that's got a trocar hook in its lip, then we know that's the fish that he had that he lost. All right. 51 minutes on the ticker. Holy cow, it's already 7:30. Yeah, I think we should move downtown Ernie Brown's rod. I think we should move it over there and give it a shot. The only thing that's had any action so far is one, so we're gonna jump over it. do it, fish. I'm ready. Well, I'm not ready, but I mean, I get ready real quick. You're right. I'm not ready. That was a lie. I got to redo up this other rod. Get it on the other side of you. See if that's where the school is at. Hold on there, Ernie Brown. I'm going to take some of that slack. I don't play with this. All right, let's go chuck you out there somewhere. Downtown, Ernie Brown. Oh, hey, I am smarter than I thought. I thought that I just brought the corn that was off the cob, but no, I brought the Del Monte corn as well. All right, well, that makes me feel a little bit better. Let's see. That line drop again? I thought it was out there further than that. Can anybody see the line on what is now rod number 2? Yeah, I think there's a little fishy movement going on there. Maybe we should do the J-Dog and see if it works on carp. Fishy, fishy! I can't do it loud. I make myself laugh too much. And, well, okay, that's fair to say. I am oftentimes the one who laughs most at my own jokes. But that doesn't make them funny. I get it. You know, everybody's like, dude, you've been telling dad jokes since before you were a dad. But It's true. It's true. I can't argue it. Corny, cheesy dad jokes. Yep. Yep, it's true. You never know too. I keep saying that it's some big smart fish that's on there that knows how to bite. Now the reason why I say that is because I have actually waited 52 minutes for a fish to actually take off with the bait since the first time that I noticed an initial nibble or bite or the initial interest in the bait, whatever you want to say. So, I'm telling you, you can play out fish however you want to play out fish. It's totally up to you. But I have found that patience is almost always the best thing. And with these boilies, I know that bait is there. It is there. That bait is not gone. So, man, I'd really love to see something come along and destroy the downtown Ernie Brown rod. Oh, I forgot. Let me adjust the view here since I adjusted the rod positions. My bad, folks. My bad. Not good at this stuff. Working on it, trying to figure it out. We're gonna move Art over there as well. Hadn't been no action there. All we did was bust off the first line. You ever feel bad when you break off and you like didn't even catch a fish on that hook? Don't you just feel like that just kind of sucks? Like, dang, man, I didn't even get to catch a fish on that hook. Sinker gone, swivel gone, in the rocks. Ah, well. I've been telling everybody for the last handful of years. That's why they don't sell sinkers, swivels, hooks, and that stuff in packs of one. They sell them in packs of a few because they know you're going to lose them. That's just the game. That is just the game of fishing. Oh, yeah. You should definitely watch any underwater footage of carp feeding that you can if you want to understand them. You'll see why I say that they're just like vacuums under there. Pick stuff up, sift through it, see if there's anything in there they want to eat. They'll eat cut bait, they'll eat night crawlers. They find something, they'll check it out, you know. And the hook is sharp, so let the hook do its job. Hey Stan, did you guys get your box today from UPS? I forgot to track that. Here we go. Come on, fish. Come on, fish. Come on, fish. Say when. It's rod number 2 still. Well, now it's rod number 2. Before it was rod number 1, but now it's rod number 2. So We all know Stan's happy out there. Now again, the line's going pretty slack, and I really don't like that. But as your pack bait falls off of your pack bait sinker, it's gonna move around some anyway. So unless you're actually just pegging it down with a lead sinker, you're gonna have a little bit of this movement, a little bit of alteration there. And again, part of me wants to go over there and take that slack back, but also too, this fish has just barely hit this the handful of times over the last 30 minutes. Now this is where some people argue that catfish and carp are some of the smartest fish down there in the water, you know. I mean, look at this fish. This fish has been messing with this thing for 30. It hasn't hooked itself. It hasn't gone so far that it would hook itself, which usually is half of my hope when we're carp fishing, because the hooks are amazing. The rig is tried and true, you know. Usually that's all it takes. They just got to take off and run. You got enough drag pressure on there, good rod holder. It's going to put that pressure and set that hook for you. Yeah, you know, I'm the bonehead who always goes live on his phone, and then I reach for my pocket and I'm just like, where's my phone, man? I can't track that if I don't have my phone. Then I think to myself, what did I do with my phone? And it's like, oh yeah, we're fishing live. Duh. So yeah, folks, I always say that I'm like the dumbest intelligent person that I know at times. You know, just like, why would I even think that, you know? Why would I think, where's my phone? It's right there. I'm touching it to read chat, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I think I shipped it on Thursday. So I bet it would have a slim chance of getting there today, but I bet it more likely it would probably be tomorrow. They say they close the gate up there at 9, so I literally have like an hour. I definitely have more than an hour of sun. And I am definitely moving Art's rod right now. Come on, fish. All right. That rod do anything? No, maybe so, maybe not. You know, patience has its limits. I've been preaching patience this whole time, but I'm telling you, even patience has its limits. I swear that line dropped even more right there. Sometimes they bring it towards you, you know, but usually they make the mistake of keeping it taken off and hooking themselves. Unless they're a gigantic yellow whale, Midwest whale of a carp. And they just can't move that fast because they're so fat. They just can't move that fast. I mean, I will create a working theory for this. Something that will make some sort of sense. Poor little fish could have just bumped into the line a few times. Got my hopes up. Pecked off my corn. Little bluegill could have pecked off the corn. Which is just so rude of them. I mean, oh great, here come the jet skis. I wonder if I'm far enough to be away from the jet skis. I might be. Ooh, that makes this spot even more attractive. I mean, walking 500-600 yards isn't that bad. If I can stay away from jet skis. I think I've got this poison ivy all but beat too. Don't know if anybody caught the Real Deal podcast the last couple weeks, but I had poison ivy on my forehead. I had it behind my ears, on the back of my neck, you know, that fatty part of your fat neck, your neck roll, and came down a little bit past my collar line. Oh, something definitely hit me. Oh, was that a wave? I don't think that was a wave. Could have been a wave. I was looking at 2 and I saw the 3's line just yank just a little bit. It didn't move the rod tip. Again, because there's some slack at work there. But when your pack bait falls off of that pack bait sinker or the spring sinker, whatever you're using, once it cracks off of there, which it will over time, oh, two's doing something. 2 is now Downtown Ernie Brown, and 1 is Art 1 Ton Fishing Club, and 3 is the rod that's been getting pecked at over the last, how long's it been? I bet it's been 30 minutes or more now. The ticker says 70 minutes. I bet it's been nibbling since like the 30th or 40th minute. Yeah, desperation's starting to set in for me too, Stan. I just want to see a rod bend. I want people to think of me as a fisherman, not just a guy who has lots of fishing equipment and never catches fish. But you know, such is my opportunity here. I got to go live whenever I can go live, and oh, there it is. Oh, it popped off. It popped. See it? was even going to tighten the drag a little bit. That just made it worse. All right. That's all I need to know that there's some big smart fish here. Well, guess what, Mr. Big Smart Fish? I'm here for you. I got a shot to be back again tomorrow, too. So get ready for it, fish. Dang. I felt that one too, folks. That had some weight. There's no bite marks on my boilie. Usually a channel cat will scuff it up. We're not gonna get negative. At least I felt the big fish. Rod number one. The line dropped down over there some. Let's go. Art, 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 art. 1 Ton Fishing Club. Art, 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 art. Watch that rod number one. Come on, Johnny. Say when. That is a medium action big cat fever. So it should bend significantly should the fish decide to try to head for the opposite side of the reservoir. I love that when the fish hits the line and hits it so much that the rod doesn't move, but you still see it. I saw you. Well, that's twice now in the past 2 weeks that I felt a decent heavy fish. Now by decent for these waters, I'm saying maybe a 10-pound channel cat, maybe a 15 or heavier pound carp. But that's the second time in the last 2 weeks that I felt that nice, heavy, strong, slow, deep power of the fish, and both of them got away. But hey, that's fishing, you know. You got to enjoy it just as much as catching them, or you'll just be mad all the time because nobody catches everything that comes their way. I like it when people do maintain data like that, you know, like a hookup ratio or whatever. But I can say with all honesty, that's probably like the fifth fish that I've ever not hooked up on with a hair rig in probably the last 5 years. So two in a 2 week period though. I mean, maybe that just goes to show you how rusty I am. But last year I started chasing catfish. I didn't even fish for carp, but maybe in April and a little bit in May, and then probably not again until somewhere between October and November, you know. So that's just how it goes. What's up, Eric? Man, I just had a hold of something and it popped off, man, but it felt heavy. Probably a big old carp. Yeah, I did see that comment, Stan. That's awesome. Way awesome. Um, like I said, you and Stan 3 don't fight over the reels. I think last time I sent two. Wait, no, maybe the first time I sent two. The last time I sent two. So this time I sent three. So Stan says he's good. S3 says he's good so long as he gets two out of the three. You know, once again, the rule of two. You know, I'm sure you won't like that, but and we're starting to run out of Cast Kings, man. So I sent you a couple of Kumas. We'll see what you think of them. You're gonna argue over them. I think they're fantastic, but I think that y'all need bigger reels than I need, so it's gonna work out just fine. Man, that line number one bounced so much. I'm just looking at it. I feel like my attention is ignoring rods two and three. That's bank fishing for you, though, too. Got a pretty cool looking sailboat out there. If sailboats are cool to you, almost caught one time. True story. Not even making that up. Thought for sure it was going to crash into the bank right there where I was at. Where, of course, I would have boarded that vessel and gone in looking for the treasure chests and such. Because it's the pirate life for me. That's a funny rule, Stan. I guess I should have put this on StreamYard so that way I could have invited someone up to talk to me. Because, you know, I bet Stan hasn't been on a live yet today. And if he's not on 2 or 3 lives per day, I mean, he just doesn't feel right. But at least he's here talking to me. Come on, fishy fishy. There can't just be one of you out there that's hungry. Who's hungry? It's dinner time. You got an hour. You got 1 hour until they close that park. which means I probably have 42 minutes. And then I'll have to pack it up because I'm not getting stuck behind some gate. Then I'll head home and hopefully like Haz or Brian or somebody's fishing. Or I'll be able to go home, watch the replay of Catfish Weekly and Catfish and Crappie podcast, which should be starting any minute now. I say any minute because let's face it, Mr. Lyle and Chad always go over and delay Mr. Mark. You know, it's just the way it is. That's what family does. Pushes each other around a little bit. Not on purpose, just on purpose. It just happens every time. Man, I can't believe we waited like 40 minutes on that fish and then it didn't have the bait in its mouth. You know, sometimes me and Dad and Tone think that the carp are so smart that they'll push something with their nose just to see if they can push it away a stretch. And then sometimes you think you have it, and then next thing you know, it'll go by their fin or something, and then you won't hook up with that fish. It just won't happen. But that's also, you know, just a theory. Just a theory that probably could fit the facts, but you know, we wouldn't be able to prove it without underwater camera footage. That's what we should do. We should get the fishing magician to get us some underwater footage fishing with boilies. I think that the fish over in Europe have so much more pressure on them that they act differently. Much different than the fish here in the U.S., the carp fish fishing in the U.S. here. Yeah, I do have the camera pointed away from the sun, but the sun is beginning to set. And then we have that space station up here on the other side. Come on, fish, you only got a few more minutes left. You got 30 some minutes left to show yourself. Like our buddy Roger, we are offering free lip piercings and photographs. Then you can go home. We'll put you right back in there. We'll give you a name, which may or may not already be your name. I mean, let's face it, we wouldn't know. And no way, Haz is filling in for Mark? I didn't know that. If they text, I didn't get it before, so bummer. But yeah, definitely anything that I've sent you, Stan, you can wait on, with one exception. In the box that will arrive tomorrow, there are mulberry boilies. And for whatever reason, those suckers are brittle and they do not last long. So that's the only mulberry ones that I could find, but they just seem kind of brittle. So I get those knocked off of the hairs with regularity. But if the fish takes off with it and then it falls off, who cares if he hooks up, you know? If he hooks up, who cares? Well, that's a definite hit on rod number 2. Ernie Brown, Whisker Seeker in the middle. It's a medium, so it should have a really nice bend if something should happen. So we've definitely had hits on rods 1, Art, 1 Ton Fishing Club. Number 2 now, our Ernie Brown rod. Hope you guys get to feeling better. Trying to catch you a fish. And then we had our fake down and did not hook up with rod, which is now number 3. Total bummer. Looks like we got some people swimming. 100 and some odd yards up the bank. Oh, I had my back turned. Nope. Nope, no takedowns. And a couple of the other people are leaving. Okay. Those 2 in the water are definitely making out. So we can't have any of that on here. Come on, fish. I think that's waves on number 2, but you never know. It could just be the line tightening up due to the waves, but it's because the fish has the little boilie in its mouth. I mean, hey, if you're there, fish, why not just take off? Give us all what we've been waiting for. Yeah? Bummer. Bummer. I didn't pay any attention. Then again, I was going to go fishing and I was going to try to catch a fish for Art because he says that the carp hate him. And I think that we both have black Big Cat Fever rods rigged up for some carp action. And earlier I said that in hog legs, if I was going to get out and do some fishing, I'd try to put a rod out for downtown Ernie Brown. Still not feeling well enough to get himself out of the hospital. Come on, fish. Come on, Ernie's waiting on you. Ernie's waiting on you. I saw it. I saw it. I saw that little stretch. I see you. I see you. Come on, give the people what they want. Give the 8 people who have hung on for this long, an hour and a half, saw me miss a fish. Saw me miss a fish like 15, 20 minutes ago. Come on. Do it. You're here. I see you're here. Man, guys, I love these sunglasses from King. They're like 20 bucks on Amazon. I'll share a link later on my community tab. If you happen to have a bigger dome like me, $20 polarized fishing sunglasses, so you're not going to cry yourself to sleep if you lose or break them. You know, not like if you were to lose or break some Oakleys. Line 2 is dropping loose right now. Come on. I know you're there, fish. Do it. Still hear our swimmers in the background. Come on, fish. I see it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, fish. I see you there. I see you doing that little tappy. Keep dropping my bait, Come on. It's pineapple, bud. It doesn't get much better around here than the pineapple. Heck, maybe they wanted the coconut. I hadn't caught anything on a coconut boilie this year. Last year they were straight cash, homie. All year long, my brother was using pineapple, and all year long I was using coconut. Use coconut March, April, May. I finally gave up on it. It's like, nope, got ain't nobody got time for that. Stop dropping that bait, homie. Go that way with it a little bit. 10 or 20 feet. Come on. Make everybody happy. Instead of this little tap-taparoo stuff. Ooh. I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was something surfacing right in there. That's a little bit close though. I had seen some shad jumping around, but I figured they were getting chased by wipers or largemouth bass. But that right there is way too big to be a bass. Oh, the Banana Supreme were straight cash. Then I ran out of them and they discontinued the flavor. I was gonna buy them from England just to get them. A couple of my biggest channel cats ever came on Banana Supreme boilies. Come on, fish, we're running out of time now. I told you we're on a clock. You got 30 minutes or less now. Oh, hello, number 2. I'm telling you, man, quit playing with it. Let's go. You might as well take that straight to the bank. Well, no, the other bank. Go to the other bank. That way we get a nice takedown. Yeah, keep going. Go to, oh. You gonna make me get up, fish? Come on now. I do like to sit down, not out of pure laziness, but just because then I maintain my same angle of sight on the rods and the lines. And I'm telling you, number 2 is still giving a little wiggle. Come on, 2. See it? Did you see that little taparoo? Come on, Johnny. Say when. Actually, forget about say when. Say now. Rod number 3. Something hit rod number 3. And now it is also slacky a little bit here. Come on, one of you go. We got time. We got time. I can catch one of you, and then right after that, I can catch the other one of you. Who wants to go first? Come on. Somebody's got to be first. Ricky Bobby says, if you're not first, you're last. Oh, man, that sun's going down quick. Removal of the shades. I wonder what time sundown is for us tonight. I wonder if my watch will tell me. Nope, watch doesn't tell me. Bummer. Anybody know what time sundown's going to be in Des Moines, Iowa? That's right. Roll right. Roll right. That's a good Rage Against the Machine song. Come on, fish. Fishy, fishy. Come on, fishy. I see you messing with number two. Come on now. You've been messing with number two for a while. Man, maybe we found the lair of the giants up here. And this whole time I'd been sending my Padawan learner up here to check these fish out. He likes to fish with night crawlers on a hook though, so he'll catch any and everything. And I love night crawlers on a hook just as much as the next guy, but let's face it, that doesn't always mean you catch the biggest fish either. So there is that. Come on, two. I see you moving. I see you doing the little tappy tappy. Tap, tap, taparoo. Yeah, that's what I said. Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, taparoo. Come on, fish. Take the bait to your home. You too good for your home? Answer me. Oh man, it doesn't get much better than Happy Gilmore. Yep, my wind's starting to die down. My sun's starting to go down. With no wind, that equals gnats. Gnats are not my friend. I can already feel them in my hair. That's just wrong. They get in that opening in the back of the hat, you know, the adjustable portion of the hat. That's just foul. Well, there you go, people. Everything I said couldn't happen just happened. There's that nice curved carp hook. Rip my boilie off. You saw it take it down. This means we gotta come back tomorrow. We're not going out like this. I think we gotta change rigs. This rig is 0 for 2 on 2 different rods. We're 0 for 2. That ain't good. Excuse me. Sorry, blocking the view. Yep. Oh, knocking stuff over. Oh, knocking stuff over. Dang. And to top it all off, we failed downtown Ernie Brown. Well, I mean, you never fail anybody if you take them fishing with you. I didn't catch anything for the man either, so that's a bummer. I think I'm going to change rigs, though. I think I'll go Carolina rig with the corn right on the hook. I'll probably still use my pack bait sinkers, my spring pack bait spring sinkers. It's not really a sinker since it's really not weighted, but they still call it that. Dang. That's a total bummer. 0 for 2. Well, we'll go with the 2 rods. We'll get this thing done. Oh, man. Bummer. Go away, bug. Ooh. All right. We're going to have to say that this rod's now for downtown Ernie Brown. That one's still for Art. And we got a hit. Come on, fish. Give us a chance at some redemption. I'm feeling like Danny Stone over here, getting ready to be crying on alive the rest of the night. Well, of course, the rest of my night's only another 19 minutes, but. And this rod's black, but it's not Black Betty. Nope. That is where the commonalities end. Nope. That's Darth Vader. The force is strong in our family. That's about all I have to say about that. Man, that fish ate that boilie off of there. That was probably a big channel cat. Carp can't crunch one off of there. It's not possible. I mean, they don't have any teeth. There's a fish right there. It's way over here now. Look like a little channel cat. Look like the dorsal fin of the Chanel cat. What's up, Palmetto? Dude, man, 0 for 2 tonight. 2 nice takedowns, felt the power, and then spit my hooks. One of them ate the boilie. I mean, the first thing I thought was, I need to have a podcast about this. I mean, the unfathomable just happened 2 times in a row, and including the absolutely unfathomable. I have never had one of those boilies get ripped off of a hair rig before. No, I mean, yeah, I feel bad because obviously I'd love to show people, successfully catching a fish. But part of me is just in total thought about how this even happened. I mean, to to get one of those boilies off there, it takes a crunching power. So I'm thinking big channel cat, and it just so happened that the hook wasn't in its mouth, or maybe the hook was just setting on top of, its jaw or whatever, and it just, you know, leisurely came back out once it crunched that pineapple boilie. But wow, super cool and super not cool. Other than that, we've had a few people walk down the beach, someone with a dog, training a dog. Had a rod out there for downtown Ernie Brown, wishing him to get well soon. Have this rod out here for Art 1 Ton Fishing Club, because it's a big cat fever. And this one I originally actually had out for you, Kevin, because I was going to make you catch a carp in spirit if you hadn't yet caught one yourself. So, just looking for a little friendly encouragement. And so now that I'm down to 2 rods, we said this one can be for downtown Ernie Brown. Get well soon, Ernie. Hate hearing a nice people not feeling well, man. That always bums me out a little bit. So we can pray, and then after that we can assign them a rod, by golly, and see if we can't have 2 fish leave us dumbfounded. Whew, amazing. But I don't know. I always lean towards that had to have been a big smart fish to avoid this nearly unavoidable rig, the hair rig. I just told everybody too on the line, or on the live earlier, that I had literally only had like maybe 5 instances where I didn't hook up with a fish on a hair rig, and it just happened twice in the same night. So number 5 and number 6 just happened, and I've been using the hair rig almost exclusively, other than while catfishing. I've been using the hair rig exclusively while carping for probably the last 5 years. But these bites have been very, very fascinating. Almost all of them have been drop back bites, and then little subtle nibbles. And one rod, the fish literally nibbled on it for like more than 30 minutes. And then finally it bent the rod down. But yes, it did pop off. So this is incredible. I mean, I'm not even bummed out that I didn't catch a fish. I'm just taking in the whole experience, man. I mean, that's fishing. That's fishing for you. Sometimes you can't catch a break. Sometimes you can't miss. And other times, like this, you learn a lot. I was telling Stan how I always lean towards patience, and that's why I left that rod. I reeled in a little bit of the slack a couple times, but that's why I let that rod go for like 40 minutes, and then finally it bent over. And there is definitely something messing around with this rod right now. Ever so slightly, just tippy tappy, tap tap taparoo. But sometimes taparoo turns into kaboom. Sun's going down. Sun's going down. I mean, that's not a moon, that's a space station up there. There's the Death Star. And here we are messing around with the camera. I'm telling you, we still got a legit shot. But I'm calling it in 10 minutes because I got to get up there and get through that gate because they say they close this area at 9 my time. I don't know, Kevin, that might be a good topic. What do you think is going on when you are not catching the fish, when you are not hooking up with the fish? What do you think is going on down there? Oh, sundown was 14 minutes ago. Fascinating. Oh, man. Mosquitoes are starting to get out here, too. I might not make 9 minutes, but I'll try to make 2 minutes in these mosquitoes. Got some little wave action going on here from some boats going by. That is not from the wind. Ooh, there's a little tappy tap taparoo on number 2 now. 2, that's right. Stan and the rule of 2. Yep. Our lovebirds, the swimmers, they're out of the pool now. They're not going to get locked in. Me either. Come on, fish. I see that little drop back action. I see you there. I see what you're doing too. Let's do this. We got time. I'm gonna get the other rod out of there. No action, it's coming out. see you dragging it out there a little bit, fish. Come on. Make that rod bend. Oh, my head's in the way. Robert, my head's rubbing in the way. Come on, fish. Make that rod bend. Come on, fish. You're running out of time, brother. You got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We gotta get out of here. Probably left with all these mosquitoes. You know me, I don't like bug bites. Annoying. Annoying. I'll tell you what. I'll, I'll be a gentleman about it. I won't even give you 5. I'm gonna give you 1, bud. You got 1 minute. You got 1 minute. What's up, Hill Jack? Coming in for the final moment. I was bested by 2 fish. I got the last one dangling on this line. What's up, Kelly? Hey, did you tell everybody how much your fish weighed yet, or is that contest still ongoing? But I am gonna shut this down because I gotta pack up, get back to the truck, and get through that gate before they lock it up. So at most, I'm going 3 more minutos. 3 minutos. I thought I saw the park ranger up there too. They usually tell everybody, hey, beat it. We're locking up. But I don't know. You know, you see lights up there, you never know exactly. I've eaten a couple mosquitoes now. Little extra and unnecessary protein. So Kelly, is that your way of saying that you're still letting the contest go and I'm not quite right? Oh, okay. Okay, you're going to give the official weight on Thursday night because I thought I was right. I mean, I feel right, but no, I'm not going to let you know that I got out of here okay. I'm just going to get out of here okay. That's just all there's going to be. I figure I can make it safely inside of 15 minutes. Did that thing drop the line back a little bit more again? Man, I think there's some smart fish up here. I'm liking this spot, even though I haven't been successful yet. You know, I'm still liking the spot. You got to respect smart fish. Respect the fish. Respect that game that we play with those fish. Everyone will know on Thursday night. Okay, so technically I could still be right. All right. Well, I feel good about that. I mean, I was going to guess 1 pound higher, but then I'm like, you know, because I didn't really see the fish from the width wise. I only saw it lengthwise. And then let's face it, you got some skinny arms, bro. So, I mean, the fish could weigh 22 pounds with your skinny arms. I don't know. But you're also a pretty tall dude from my guesstimates. So, you're wiry. So, all right, 8:44. I gave it an extra 6 minutes. I've eaten mosquitoes, gotten a few nibbles here on my hands. Thank you for that, said nobody ever. All right, Hilljack, you go live, man. So I'm ending this right now, man. I got to get back before that gate shuts on me. All right, y'all. Hopefully this fish will take off whilst I hit the end here. But thanks for hanging in there. Hope you learned a little bit about how smart carp are. Catch you hopefully tomorrow. Or we'll see you inside Hilljack. Hilljack's live.